The 1994 Major League Baseball season was cut short by a players' strike that resulted in the only season to end without a World Series champion since 1904. The strike left fans with an endless amount of what-ifs, including Tony Gwynn's chase to hit 400, Matt Williams and Ken Griffey Jr.'s pursuit of 61 home runs, and the biggest question of all, who would have won the World Series? The Montreal Expos finished 1994 with an MLB best 74-40 record, 3.5 games better than the team with the next best record. 94 is widely considered what was Montreal's only legitimate chance at a championship, and the strike was the first step towards the Expos' eventual relocation to Washington. As a baseball fan that was not yet born at the time, the 1994 season has always been fascinating to me, and being the absolute sicko that I am, I decided to make all 28 teams from the 1994 season in MLB The Show 23. And now I will bring you all along on the journey to see if I can win the World Series with the Expos in franchise mode. I've spent parts of the last 3 months making these rosters as realistic and accurate as possible, including 30 or more real players on each team and the entire top 100 prospect list, including future stars like Alex Rodriguez, Chipper Jones, and Derek Jeter. For our Expos, I even made the entire 93-man organization accurate, using rosters from the 1994 Ottawa Lynx and Harrisburg Senators for AAA and AA, and a mix of the remaining notable names within the organization for Single-A, including Vladimir Guerrero, Javier Vasquez, and Orlando Cabrera. Since the Rays and Diamondbacks did not come into the league until 1998, I left those two rosters completely empty with blank players, which will essentially be automatic wins for the other 28 teams. I also moved a few teams around so that the division alignment would be exactly how it was in 1994, meaning the Tigers are in the AL East, the Brewers are in the AL Central, and the Astros are back in the NL Central. I have uploaded my roster onto the vault under the name Full 1994 Roster, so if you want to download it yourself, please do. For my franchise, I have re-rented all the necessary teams to be accurate to 1994, meaning the Los Angeles Angels are now the California Angels, and the Miami Marlins are now the Florida Marlins, etc., and all the uniforms are as accurate as I could possibly make them. I also was able to find every stadium from 1994 thanks to all the amazing creators in the stadium creator community. One in particular I want to give a shout out is the gamertag Waffle Jedi 3273, also known as the Gaming Kitchen on TikTok and YouTube. I used a number of his stadiums and his work is incredible, so definitely check out his stuff. So next I want to go over just a few of the historical inaccuracies that were unavoidable with the current limitations of MLB The Show. Our season will have the 2023 MLB balanced schedule, so will not be exactly the same schedule that the 94 Expos played. Interleague play had not yet been introduced, but I like that we're going to have to play every single team throughout the season. Other than that, we will have the current playoff format with 3 wildcard teams since there's no way to change that. Also, some player numbers are incorrect due to retired numbered restrictions. Lastly, as the season goes on, the CPU may call up some non-1994 players. I've done my best to avoid this and create enough players to make this not happen, but as injuries come and go, some current-day players might pop up along the way. Some in the bullpen, some on the benches. This also might happen if you download the roster for yourself, so just be aware of that. So without any further ado, let's introduce the 1994 Expos. Starting behind the plate is Darren Fletcher. Fletcher spent 14 years in the majors, 6 of which came with the Expos. His lone All-Star appearance came in 1994, where he hit .260 with 10 home runs and 57 RBIs before the strike. His left-handed bat will be a big part of the middle of our lineup. At first base will be 21-year-old rookie Cliff Floyd. Floyd went on to have a 17-year career, mostly as an outfielder, but it all started for him in Montreal, where he finished 5th in the Rookie of the Year voting in '94. He will provide some pop towards the bottom of our order. Over at second, we have the scrappy Mike Lansing, who was the prototypical 90s two-hitter. He could hit for contact and get on base while playing a solid defense and could steal you a bag as well. Moving to third, Sean Barry will man the hot corner. Barry is a very solid 275 to 300 hitter and was also 14 for 14 on stolen base attempts in '94. Our shortstop is Will Cordero, who in '94, at just 22 years old, looked poised to be one of the best players in baseball for years to come. He was an All-Star and won the Silver Slugger after hitting .294 with 15 homers, 63 RBIs, and 16 stolen bases. Cordero went on to play 14 seasons in the bigs, but seemingly was never able to reach his full potential due to injury issues and legal troubles. The outfield is where the core of our team resides. In left field, we have 6-time All-Star Moises Alou, who was maybe having the best season of his 17-year career in '94. Alou hit .339 with 22 homers and 78 RBIs in just 107 games and was also named the All-Star Game MVP. He finished a career-high third in the NL MVP voting that season. In center, we have the power speed threat Marquise Grissom, who will be hitting leadoff for us. Grissom hit .288 with 11 homers and stole 38 bags and won his second of 4 straight Gold Gloves in center in '94. Rounding out our starting lineup in right field will be the Hall of Famer Larry Walker. Walker was one of the NL's best for the entirety of the 90s. In what ended up being his final season in Montreal, he hit .322 with 19 home runs and 86 RBIs, not to mention 15 stolen bases. He was also a plus defender in both right field and first base and had an absolute cannon for an arm. Larry will be the straw that stirs the drink for our offense. On the bench, we have switch-hitting outfielder Lou Frazier, backup catcher Lenny Webster, utility infielders Juan Bell and Jeff Gardner, future All-Star outfielder Rondell White, and veteran first baseman Randy Milligan. In real life, the '94 Expos were a contact-oriented lineup that had a ton of speed, and I think we'll play very similar in this series. The pitching side is where this team really excelled, leading the majors with a .356 staff ERA. Our rotation is highlighted by 16-game winner Ken Hill and breakout lefty Jeff Fassero, who had a sub-3 ERA. We also have youngsters Kirk Ruder and Butch Henry and some 22-year-old kid that we just got from the Dodgers named Pedro Martinez. Our bullpen is anchored by closer John Wetland, who you might know better as Mariano Rivera's predecessor with the Yankees. Wetland had 25 saves with a .283 ERA in '94. Some other notables in our pen are Mel Rojas, Jeff Shaw, Tim Scott, and Gil Heredia, but you'll become familiar with all of them once we get into the season. Now that you've met the team, it's time to get the tour of our home ballpark, Olympic Stadium. Olympic Stadium was home to the Expos from 1977 to 2004. It may not have been a crown jewel of baseball in real life, but its unique toilet bowl dome structure has made it very memorable in the minds of baseball fans. I was actually able to visit Olympic Stadium last winter, and it is still a really cool building. I think our Expos will feel right at home here. Now that we've covered everything, there's only one thing left to do: opening day. All right, so we're going to jump right in. Opening day against the Atlanta Braves. Braves are going to be the toughest competition that we have in the NL East this year, so we're going to have to get off on the right foot. We start at home. We're going to run out the exact same lineup that the '94 Expos used on opening day against the Houston Astros. We're starting the season off at home. Going to put it on overcast so we get that dome feeling. All of our home games will be played in overcast, unless they're a night game. So here we go. Same lineup as opening day. Obviously the Braves, some big names: Deion Sanders, David Justice, Fred McGriff. They got Greg Maddux on the mound, so it should be a good game. So let's load right in to opening day. Beautiful Olympic Stadium. Got a sold-out crowd. Excited to actually play with this roster. It took so long to put together, so to actually play is going to feel like a relief. But yeah, so Olympic Stadium, some nice shots pregame. The Expos taking the field for the first time. Jeff Fassero on the mound. Lefty, obviously. Pedro, definitely a bigger name, but he did not get the nod. He didn't pitch until Game 4, so that's what we're going to do, the exact same thing here to start off our series. So Fassero gets the opening day nod, and we're just going to go right into the first game. For the rest of the series, each episode will be a full series against another team, but for this first episode, we're just going to do opening day, the first game, and then the next episode will be the next 2 games. So, stepping up, leading off for the first app out of the season, Deion Sanders. You might know him better from his football days, but in '94 he started the season on the Braves and was traded to the Reds. So here we go, top of the first pitch, and it's a bunt foul to start off the campaign. Sanders worked a 3-2 full count, but Fassero was able to get him on a strikeout. So we're playing both on Hall of Fame until I win 6 games in a row. Next batter, Mark Lemke, he strikes out looking. But yeah, so we're going to start the season on Hall of Fame difficulty until I win 6 games in a row. Next batter, David Justice on an 0-1 count. Lines one to center. Grissom fields, throws it back in, and the Braves have their first base runner of 1994. Next up, Fred McGriff, the most dangerous man in the lineup. First pitch he sees, he sends into the corner, left field. Alou gonna have to play it off the wall. Will they test the arm at third? Yes, they will, and it's gonna be Foolish. What is you doing, baby? Third base coach. Terrible send. The relay gets him, and Facero works out of trouble in the top of the first. We're going to head to the bottom of the first, and we're going to face Greg Maddux for the first time this season. The lineup. Can we score early against Maddux? He's going to be a tough customer. First pitch to Marquise Grissom, and it's a changeup right down the middle, strike one. Later in the at-bat, Grissom, he's going to work to a 2-2 count, and we're going to pop it up into foul territory. McGriff shading over, and he will make the catch for the first out. So not the way we wanted to start the season, but take another look at the lineup. Grissom, Lansing, Alou, Walker, Fletcher, Cordero, Floyd, Berry, and Facero. Next batter, the 0-1 pitch to Mike Lansing. He grounds one to short, fielded by Jeff Blauser, and he throws over for the second out. So Moises Alou is going to have to see if he can start something up here with 2 outs in the bottom of the first. He's going to get the first pitch from Maddux, and he will also ground out to Jeff Blauser at short. Blauser's throw in time. So nothing happening in the first for the Expos. The first batter, Ryan Klesko, he grounds one to first. Cliff Floyd fields, and he's going to step on first for the out, one away. Next batter, Javi Lopez. Takes the first pitch from Facero, grounds it to second. Lansing dives, stop, but the throw will not be in time. So a base runner here for the Braves in the second. Next batter, Terry Pendleton. Ground ball up the middle, off Facero's leg. Lansing has no idea what's going on. Pendleton's safe, and the Braves have something going here in the second. Okay, next batter, 2-2 pitch to Jeff Blauser. He looks at it, strike 3, so 2 away. Can Facero work out of trouble? Next batter is the pitcher's spot, Greg Maddux. He also looks at strike 3, so 4 strikeouts for Facero through the first 2 innings, working out of trouble in both innings, but we remain scoreless. Bottom of the second, Larry Walker leading off against Greg Maddux on the 1-1 pitch. He sends one high and deep to right field, but not far enough. Justice is there. He makes the catch just in front of the track, 1 away. Next batter is going to be Darren Fletcher. He's going to take the 0-2 pitch and ground it to second. Lemke's going to field it and throw to first. 2 away here in the second. Not much going against Maddux. He's a tough customer. Next batter, Will Cordero, 0-2 pitch. He swings and misses, strike 3. Not much going on for the Expos offense. Next inning, top of the third. First batter, Mark Lemke. Actually, second batter with 1 away. Grissom makes the catch for the second out. David Justice takes the 0-1 pitch with 2 outs. Down the line, cut off before it hits the wall by Walker. So the Braves are going to have a 2-out base runner here in the third. Next batter, Fred McGriff, 2-0 count. He's going to ground it up the middle. Lansing does not step on second, throws to first. Not able to pick it by Cliff Floyd. So some shoddy defense up the middle through the first 3 innings. And the Braves have another opportunity. Ryan Klesko, he's going to work a long at-bat against Jeff Facero here with first and second and 2 out. Facero and Klesko in a battle, and then the 2-2 pitch keeps fouling him off, and then eventually Facero gets Klesko to strike out on a slider away to end the third. So great job by Jeff Facero to keep working in and out of trouble through the first 3 innings. Braves 6 hits but are unable to score. Expos still getting no hit. Let's see if we can score against Maddux here in the third. Cliff Floyd leading off, and he will take the first pitch from Greg Maddux.
Floyd drives the ball to right field. This one's up and away. A hard line drive home run to right by Floyd.
We are on the board. First hit, first run, first home run of the season, and it's Cliff Floyd in the 7 hole getting it done for the Expos. Just an absolute beauty of a swing into the Olympic Stadium crowd. Exactly what you want to see from the rookie. His first home run, and nothing else would happen in the bottom of the third. Leading off the top of the fourth, Javi Lopez pops one foul. Walker coming over, and he will make the catch in foul territory. So now we have a lead. Hopefully Jeff Facero can keep shoving. Next batter, Terry Pendleton, takes the 0-2 pitch from Facero. Swing and a miss. 2 outs here in the top of the fourth. Next batter, Greg Maddux. He grounds one to second. Lansing Fields throws on to first to end the fourth. So 4 shutout innings for Jeff Facero to start off his season, looking real good. Next inning, Larry Walker leads off, slaps one down the left field line into the corner. He's going to have a leadoff double here in the bottom of the fourth. Klesko fires it in, and the Expos are threatening once again in the fourth. Walker pumped up. Next batter, Darren Fletcher. He crushes the first pitch he sees to center field. Are we going to test Dion's arm? Absolutely not. Walker's going to go right back to second where he's safe. Absolutely do not want to test that bad man out in center. Full count to Will Cordero. Diving stop by Lemke, but he has no play at first. It's first and third with 1 away. Here comes the man of the hour, Cliff Floyd. Back up, 0-1 pitch. Chops one up the middle and through for a base hit. Walker will score. Cordero around second. He goes to third, beating the throw of Sanders, and Cliff Floyd comes through once again. Our opening day MVP so far. Cliff Floyd, 2 RBIs, 2 for 2 to start his season exactly the way that the rookie wanted to start his campaign. Just a beautiful ground ball, exactly where you want to put it, up the middle, and the Expos get insurance runs. Berry, next batter, he swings and misses, and then Facero pops up to second. Lemke fields it, gets the out to end the fourth, so we're not able to convert anymore. 2 outs in the bottom of the fifth. I'll lose.
And this one is hit deep to left field. Over is McReynolds, near the line, near the wall. Gone.
An extra insurance run for Moises Alou, his first home run of the season, dead center. A nice swing from the coach's son. And we have a 3-0 lead here in the bottom of the fifth. Facero finished 6 scoreless innings, but we decided to go to the pen, bring Jeff Shaw in for the top of the 7th. His first batter, Jeff Blauser, pops up to short. Will Cordero will make the catch over at shortstop for the first out. Next batter, Tony Tarasco, pinch hitting off the bench, and he'll send one out to left field. Alou glides over and makes the catch for the second out. Next batter, Deion Sanders with 2 outs. He's going to send one to right field. Larry Walker makes the catch, so a clean inning for Jeff Shaw in his first outing of the season. We would not score in the bottom of the 7th. Nothing really happened, so just fast forwarding to the top of the 8th, Mel Rojas out of the pen. He gets Mark Lemke looking, strike 3 for the first out of the 8th. Next batter, David Justice, who's been a thorn in our side. He pops up to Mel Rojas himself. Rojas makes the catch for the second out, and then Fred McGriff in an 0-2 count. He swings and misses. So back-to-back clean innings from the Expos bullpen, ready to hand it over to Wetland in the 9th. Mike Stanton came in for the Braves in the bottom of the 8th, and Darren Fletcher in a 1-0 count slaps one the other way, just like Larry Walker did earlier in the game. Klesko fields off the wall. Will Fletcher get to second? No, absolutely not. What is you doing, baby? Running into outs on the base is not what you want to do. Don't test Ryan Klesko's arm. That was learned. John Wetland comes in, top of the 9th, facing Ryan Klesko himself, and he gets Klesko to roll over to first. Cliff Floyd fields, steps on the bag, 1 away in the top of the 9th. Next batter, Javi Lopez, 1-2 pitch is sent to center field. Grissom gliding over. Speedy Grissom has no problem with that ball. He makes the catch, 2 away, 1 out from an opening day victory. Terry Pendleton steps in, and the first pitch that Pendleton sees will be a pop-up. Wetland coming in to make the catch. Ball game over. Expos win. An opening day victory for the 1994 Expos, better than they actually did in real life when they lost to the Astros in extra innings on opening day. But all smiles here. First game of the series. No better way to start off this series and this season. Expos fans rejoice in Olympic Stadium. Just a really solid team win. Cliff Floyd, 2 RBIs, a home run. Moises Alou, also a home run. 6 shutout innings from Jeff Facero. And we are starting off the season on the right foot. Real good to see these rosters actually playing out after it took so long to create them, but just excited to see what the rest of this series is going to hold for us. But yeah, so next episode expected to come out later this week. It'll be the rest of this Braves series. Don't forget to like and subscribe so you don't miss any episodes. Yeah, so thank you for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this video.